I did ask him if he could hear you, but I don't know. You're sounding good here, George. You actually just came up a little, too.
Yeah, you just came up down here, George. I can hear you fine now. I couldn't hear you a minute ago, but I can hear you now.
Thank you, Terry. Hi. Well, I turned on the air. I was only doing 30 watts before. Now I'm doing what? 400. Well, I turned on the air. I was only doing 30 watts before. Now I'm doing on the air. Anyway, what I was saying before real quick in the video and the record is, sometimes I come across incidents from either World War II or Korea or Vietnam. And of course, with the boom mic, that's defunct. And I try to restore them with some kind of a, call some technical attention to it. Sometimes I can restore them. But as you probably know, the carbon mics of World War II, they don't sound good here. They sound very, very carbon light. And but when those elements go bad, I pull the element inside, the electric. But of course, the electric element, they all have to restore. Does not sound proper. It sounds very basic, very muffled. So I'm in the middle of just putting an LC circuit, variable LC circuit, in a few minutes. I'll do that off frequency. At the point of the terminals of the electrode, and if you can give it more high pass, and you find out what those values are, and many falls in, put in the moonlight. And that's basically it. Otherwise, that's all I'm doing. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. I don't know. Sometimes you're real good, sometimes not so much, but it's still amazing. Like, I know what you're doing over there, and the fact that you get out here and do what you do is, well, it's impressive. You know, I'm lucky over here. I could pretty much do anything I want. And if that wasn't the case, I'm sure I would just get discouraged and not even do it, you know. So that's, you know, I'm trying to say something here, and I respect what you do out there, George.
I thank you for those kind words, but they're not applicable here. All I'm doing is shouting with my fingers. There are a lot, and I mean a lot, if not all, of guys who are wearing the AM frequencies that enjoy that praise. No way, I don't know how in the hell I'm taking all that. But what I'm doing is really just a matter of passion. As a veteran, I'm keen on to be able to, contribute something, even on a nostalgic level, to make these things have a second life, if you will. That's how the military service. That's basically what I'm doing. It's really just a hobby within a hobby. You can go with Perry. Perry, I hope everything's well with you. And Dad. And give my best to all. I'll make it a couple more rounds and then go back to something on my fingers. It'll be 3 in the morning. It's going to be good. So listen. Birds out there. And we'll give you that. This is what you do for it. Perry?
Perry?
Sorry. I walked away for a second. What's up?
You have to make a transmission now.
Okay. George, I'm pissed weak. I'm only running 30 watts. No amplificator this evening. Just, put some dinner in the wave. But you're sounding good, George. And, you're definitely coming up. W3MMR.
No problem at all. Let me go back to my thing and probably really if you want to take a mic and say hi to everybody. And I just got into the chance and kind of finish my testing here with the LC service. So I'll catch you guys in a few. So, back to what you should have voiced. And hopefully I'm not recording with you. But he kept a little bit pushing, a little rough edges in the area here. So let me go ahead and give it back over to you, Bill, and please continue. And I'll try to give you some navigation something to better from there. W2BTK in the group. WB4.
You're doing fine, George. You came up. I think Perry's running like 20 watts, and you two are about the same. Perry's a little bit stronger here, but almost the same signal, and you know that's really good. So yeah, I'm just doing my Twitch stream and hanging out. I guess there were a bunch of people on here. They come and go, but I'm in it for the long haul. 718, isn't it? W2BTK.
Thank you. Okay, Billy. I'll be in and out here. I'll listen to saying hello to everybody. Thanks. Catch you in a few. And give my best to everybody on frequency try to make it back. WB2H Chinke listen.
See you later, George.
Yeah, see you, George.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I got to mow my grass before it gets dark. AB3AL 73.
Copied you that time.
Yeah, you might be must have a small yard, man. It's almost dark here.
It is small. It's 80 by 20.
Whew. Yeah, that's pretty small. That's smaller than my yard, man.
Yeah. But I got trees behind me, and I'm friends with a mechanic shop that owns them. So that's where the antennas are. And he paid me to install cameras, and I keep them running in free service calls. And I get to use these trees in his lot for antennas, so it works out.
You suck with your small yards. I got acres to mow here. KD2 AFV.
Well, yeah, I used to when I was living with my dad years ago, but hopefully soon. I mean, trust me, I would love to have acres to mow. Trust me.
Behind me, so I get away from that. Got tired of riding the tractor, the farm all. AB3AL 73s.
See ya.
See ya. Trust me, Toby, I'd love to have acres to mow.
You know what, Perry? You think that at first. But when it's the middle of August, there's not a cloud in the sky, 90% humidity, 95 degrees outside, no breeze, and you got to sit on a lawnmower for, you know, hours on end. It's not all that great.
I'll second that. My grass is just starting to grow over here.
Yeah, we just mowed the lawn here for the first time like 4 days ago.
I could get my lawn mowed in about 2.5, 3 hours if, like, I don't stop at all. It's only like 1.3 acres, but man, like, you know, I got a little Cub Cadet lawnmower tractor. That thing, I don't know, you can't like plow through stuff with it. You gotta kind of go easy, especially if you get in a little bit of high grass or weeds or something. I mean, you gotta creep through them, or things like
Poor little Cub Cadet struggling along. I made the mistake last week. I mowed my lawn. I have a riding mower and I have a push mower because the front yard of my house, all my yard is fenced in, and the front yard my wife has all of the dog agility equipment set up there. So the deal was, since you have to mow around all that stuff and move it, that she mows the front yard with the push mower, and I mow everything else with the riding mower. But I decided, you know what? I want to get me some good exercise. I'm going to mow the entire yard with the push mower. And yeah, 6 hours later, and I think 6 or 7 tanks of gas, I was really regretting that decision.
Dude, when I first moved here, before I got my little tractor, I borrowed a lawnmower from my buddy, push mower, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'll just do this for a couple months till I can, you know, afford a tractor. And I think I mowed half of my lawn, and it took me like half of the day. And this is right after I bought the house, so the grass was real high, man. It was like almost a foot high. And this push mower, and oh my God. I bought a tractor the next week. Got good financing over there at Home Depot, you know? You can just like buy a tractor and kind of worry about it later. $100-something at a time.
There you go, man. Well, I got spoiled. I used to work maintenance worker at a high school, and it was our job to mow the lawn, and we had really, really nice Bobcat zero turns, you know, with suspension seats, and the heck was it? It's like the 24 horse or 30 horse V-twin motor on it. I mean, you could go through basically a hayfield at full speed with those things. Didn't feel a bump, and it never slowed down. Cut everything perfect. Then I get my own yard and I'm pushing a damn mower around it.
WA1STH.
K1 GTX.
KD2.
Go ahead, both you guys. Now, since you both came in, you gotta duel it out for who goes first. So you gotta key up at the same time, and then Toby will be the official for this match, and he's gonna call it. And I'm gonna be a second opinion if I have to jump in. If it's too close, then I'll call it. All right? This is called a key down. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
go.
here I am. Did I make it or not?
Oh man, I think I might have to give that to STH.
All right. It's funny how that works, because I heard GTX had a little bit of an edge here. But anyway, since we're going to stick with the rules, Steve, you go first. W2BTK.
Well, Billy, I thought that was kind of a unique idea. Really. That was interesting. Huh. What's new with you fellas? You're both sounding marvelous, got good strong signals up into New Hampshire tonight. Hello to GTX. And I am on the FT101 tonight. WA1STH.
What's up, man? Just joining the group here, and that's good. I'm glad I was even heard here. I'm just doing what we can do, and loving the lawnmower chat here. I have a little Craftsman 21-inch mower here, and it takes me about an hour and a half to do my little postage stamp lawn here. But boy, I'd love to have one of those zero-turn units here. Come on, whoever takes it back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the lawnmower combo, it's good and all, but a little boring, I'll admit. I'm just chilling over here. I've been out here for a couple hours. I'm running my live stream right now. Some people watching on the internet, chatting along to our conversation here. So you can all say hi to everybody out there on the interwebs.
Yeah, man, Billy, I've got logged into yours. The URL is funny. And Perry's, I got him too, so he's good. I know he's running low power, but for a minute there, he was peaking up here almost 15 over on the 21, so he was doing pretty good. Anyway, I just want to make my presence known here, out here on the lonely island of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I'm going to get myself a refill, and let's get this channel rolling here. We'll turn it back to whoever picked it next. K1 GT.
Toby, Steve, I know you guys are out here.
Oh, yeah. I just didn't want to jump in and take over on anybody. Plus, I think I need to go grab another beer. This one's getting awful low. KD2, AFV.
KD2 AFB in the group, WA1STH. Well, I was looking around for a screwdriver. I got a loose knob on the radio that I wanted to tighten up, but I can't find a screwdriver that will fit in the slot. So I'm hunting for one of those. You know how those small screwdrivers tend to be elusive.
K1 KBW.
K1 KBW, good evening.
Good evening. Man, I just made a screwdriver tonight.
WD8BIL. You beat me to it.
Yeah, there we go. They're all coming out of the woodwork. Hello, Bob. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Bobby. WD8BIL.
Good Lord, everybody's coming out. I'm pissed weak. I'm PW Fallon today.
K1 KRN. Slight adjustment here. Evening, guys. K1 KRN. Yeah, I was trying to make that adjust myself there, Bob, but I couldn't get the switches on quick enough.
Okay. Steve.
Uh-oh, crap out.
Who had a crap out? I didn't have a crap out. I'm still transmitting.
Hey, Bobby, how you doing? WD8BIL.
I thought you said, hey, Steve, and then you went away.
No, I said, did you get the stuff I sent you on the 101?
Yeah, I thought I responded to you. No?
Okay. Well, there's those two boards. One's pin 8, one's pin 9. There's a
Something's going on there, Bob.
Yeah, you cut out again right in the middle of the sentence. Yeah, you said there's and now that's all we got.
I think it's a useless situation tonight. Everybody's doubling and tripling.
No, you cut out in the middle of a sentence.
Who's winning?
He cut out in the middle of a sentence.
I cut out in the middle of a sentence?
Yes, you
I don't
did.
know why. It's, yeah.
Yeah, you did, really.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby.
Yeah, it is. It's cutting out. The overload shutdown's kicking in. What the hell's going on here? That ain't right. Huh.
Yeah, the last time you were talking, you said, yeah, there's a and that's all we got.
We'll wait and see how you make out. You'll be back.
Yeah, just crank it down a bit. Yeah, good to hear you, though. Everybody sounding happy season here in Ohio tonight.
See if that will change anything. It's running the obscene power. Let's see. Yeah, it could have been it.
All right, I'm looking for a screwdriver. I'll be back.
Oh, that's more better. Oh,
Good
much
luck
more
with the
better. Okay.
I got the box.
What?
Yeah, I was just running obscene power here. Anyway, Steve, let's see what I want to say. Oh, yeah, between those two boards, pin 8 and pin 9, there's a yellow and white wire that goes between them. It doesn't show it on the schematic that I sent you, but there's a wire that goes, you got to cut that wire,
That's not nice.
and then you put that.
Cut out again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I had the other key. I had the guest key keyed up.
It sounds okay over here, Bob. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, he cuts out. Bob, when I get around to doing that, you can explain it to me, because I'll forget.
Oh, okay. No, the overload shutdown was kicking out because I had, I don't know, I was running obscene power, and it doesn't, it won't let me do that, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it did it again, though.
And it kicked out again. Well, that's really strange. Oh, I think I know why. Okay. Anyway, I'll fix it. All I gotta do is unscrew something here. K1 KBW.
It's better to be
Seems-
than screwed.
WA1STH looking for a screwdriver. I'll be back.
It kind of seems like you had a little, like you're overshooting a little bit or something tonight too, Bob. I don't usually see that on your signal, but on certain like S's and T's, it was getting out. It might be my receiver. I haven't stuck any attenuation in there to prove, you know, that it's not my setup over here, which it could very well be. I just figured I would mention it because I saw a little bit of overshoot getting out there kind of far on the S's and T's, and that's not normal.
Yeah, okay. I think, am I transmitting? I can't tell now. My meters are all on 0, so let me look at, okay, yep, okay. That's what it was. I had the beverage antenna hooked up, and for some reason, when I got that hooked up, because it's so close to this antenna, it causes a problem, and it causes my overload shutdown in the rig to shut down, but that should be a lot better. K1 KBW.
I'm going to grind a screwdriver. I'll be back.
Okie dokie.
No, you sound right.
30 over now on the Cape. You done it.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it was. I had the beverage antenna hooked up. I just put it into a dummy load, and that ended that problem. So, yeah, because I was seeing some field strength down here in the shack, and I don't usually have any. So, it wasn't a lot, but it was enough to kick out the overload shutdown. So, I got all kinds of protection circuits here, and if stuff isn't exactly the way it should be, the overload shutdown will shut down, and it says, no, you ain't transmitting, dude. You got problems, RF problems. So that took care of that. K1 KBW.
Well, you sound good here in Ohio tonight, Bob. WDHBIR.
Hey, everybody. Anyway, Steve, no, there's, if you look at the schematic that I sent you, you see there's, where it hooks up between the two boards, pin 8 and pin 9. There is a wire in your 101 that goes between pin 8 and pin 9. It's a yellow and white wire. You have to cut that. Okay, that sends the audio from one board to the other. You don't want that. When you put that switch in there, then it makes contact. It does the same thing as that wire does. And when you flip it the other way, it disables one board and lets all your outboard audio go into your balance modulator. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. K1 KBW.
So, Bobby, doesn't the patch connected on the backwards and patch, doesn't that go to your balance modulator, or does that go to your main audio?
What?
What?
That's what I say. What?
Peace week.
I can't get my scope to look good on the webcam. It just looks like a blurry blotch of light, and then I turn it down a little bit, and it's like too dim. Dude, this is hard.
You know, I can get my scope to look marvelous.
Put a weight on it?
Nope, just get a picture of myself and paste it on the front of the scope. Then it looks marvelous.
Key up, Billy.
I gotta get an adult beverage after that one. K1 KBW.
Yeah, good evening, Bob. Billy, key up so I can see it.
Hello! Look at that. I don't have it set like one box up, one box down. I could do that, but that's it right there. There you go.
Yeah, it looks kinda, yeah, it's pretty, yeah. It looks like the bass line's like super, super thick.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's I don't have it set for one box up, one box down. It's just, it is what it is. I'm really just watching my negative cycle. I don't care about anything else.
Well, what's the FPS on that camera? Because it looks like your frame speed over like a really low frames per second on that camera, and that's why it's looking like a blob.
Yeah, it is. It's really low. It's a cheap ass camera. I mean, it's really just, oh, look at that. It's just a gimmick, you know.
I gotcha. Well, it looks better than nothing, I guess.
I'm just trying to get the intensity so that it looks okay.
That's pretty intense.
Yaw.
Loki Puppet strikes again.
Big time.
That was cute.
Yeah, it works better with audio.
Well, he was on the wrong frequency. He was on 75. I think we're on 73. At least that's what my transmitter is.
That's what I'm showing.
That's where I'm at.
Go ahead and open up the receiver for a few minutes here while I can.
Yeah, open it right up. Open it up to about 30 kcs and see if I can flatten it out there.
This frequency in abuse?
It's an abuse.
Oh, absolutely.
Good. Good place to be, I guess.
Shoot, man, that food was good. Man, I can't believe I'm doing 85 watts. Peak PEP.
Perry, S30 here in Cape Cod.
No.
Yeah.
How many peak watts am I doing, Perry?
I don't know how many peak watts you're doing, but I have a 20 watt carrier and I'm peaking around 85 watts.
Yeah, you're a 20
Hold
over
on, I
here,
can
Perry,
do that.
in
Give me a second.
Connecticut.
You're about 10 over S9 here in Ohio. I can hear you quite well.
And I'm only running 2 watts according to the flex.
Yeah, I wish I had the backing track. I guess that means my antenna's doing all right.
Hey, 30 watts.
I guess that means my antenna's doing okay.
What does 30 watts do?
20 over S9.
Alright, I only got 30 watts right now. Hang on. Hello. What's the difference?
Went from a 15
you're
over
about
to
8
a
to
30
20
over
here, Billy.
Billy.
Yeah,
Billy, you went 20 over to 40 over.
it was about a 15 dB increase. You went from 20 over to 35 over.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't seem right. You all got to check your instruments over there. That can't be.
Well, you went from 8 over to 15 over up here in Vermont.
About 9 to 30.
Nah, that's got to be measurement error.
Yeah, of course it is.
No, see, the big problem here is, Billy, you're probably running one of them audio antennas. You need one of the signal antennas. The guy down on 11 meter told me that.
No, well, I already have audio coils on my antenna. See, they put those coils on the antennas. Those are to get you more audio. So I've got audio coils, but I'm also running audio pills. Because, some transistors are, we'll call them pills because that's the real term. They're not good for audio. They just make watts. So, like, I've got the audio pills, too, and audio coils on my antenna. So now I just need to get some echo because I heard from a guy that if you want to get out farther in DX, then you just need echo. But I'm waiting for one of those like ICOM like you got with the 7300.
Yeah.
Got that big old knob right in the middle, and I assume that's for echo.
You know, 1446s have more audio than 2879s.
The audio coils on your antenna, are they round or are they flat? Because the flat coils, they're for power. The round coils, those are the ones that are for audio. KD2 AFV.
1446s give you more audio than any other pill.
Do I have a little bit on there? Yay, yay.
1446s are the audio pill.
And Toby, it's kind of secret. It's like a new design. It's the preferred material. I'll give you that. But that's all I'm giving you.
Okay, I got it. That's that some of that new technology out there.
Yeah, it's the
Can't destroy
preferred
that
material.
Delta configuration either now.
Yeah, but is the antenna designed for maximum DSWR?
I like to pump up my reflect for maximum backswing, and I'll usually lube it up a little to help the watts slide off.
Yeah, I put those things in the wife gets them, comes in a little package for anti-static she uses in the washing machine. I put them on my antenna, takes all the static away.
Shame on the mess.
Yep.
We used to see color and stuff. That works good too for get rid of the static.
Shame on the mess.
Let's stay over and check it.
I'm not going to be able to get out now because there's a carrier. I'm weak.
With the COVID-19, coronavirus, Chinese virus, whatever you want to call it, all this stuff going on, it's hard to get that stuff. Dryer sheets, I know, I use those for anti-static also. Walmart vodka and mask, they'll only let you buy 2 things of Walmart vodka, and then you can't find Extends anywhere. I mean, it used to be in the checkout line. I would grab, 5, 6, 17 packs of Extends or so for the, for the week or whatever. You can't get it anymore.
You could get out.
Well, I got the extends. I put them on my antenna, and it extends your antenna. It works great.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that hard DX.
That's right, that hard dig 6.
I just like when I'm contesting, I'll pop a few of those things, and I'll attack that DX with a raging hard on. W2BTK.
Oh, I did that one time, and I had to run into the next room and pole vaulted out the goddamn window.
Oh, that's perfect. I needed a good laugh. I gotta hop out of here, guys. Gotta get home and eat some dinner. It's late for me. 7-3 KD2 AFV to everybody out there.
See you, Toby.
K1, keep banking women.
I got hammers down.
See you, Toby. Bye, Toby. I'm piss weak.
I
See
hear
you,
you,
Toby.
Barry.
Harry says goodbye.
I know. I need like relays, man.
Well, pump it up, man.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped to the max. I took my extends for the night. It's all I got.
Didn't take enough.
I know, man.
Anyway, K1, killer-based weapons.
I still like killer bondweed better.
Yeah, that's okay. Keep baffling Washington, keep banking women, whatever you like.
1446 is in line.
That's right. The 1446s are audio pills.
Yeah. How about some 2290s?
Man, if not, 1446s, phew, you got a pair of them. MRF 1446s, that's all you need. You don't need no HG 2879Cs, some 100-watt pills. You don't need them cotton choppers.
Yeah, but
need one of them fat boys.
those 1446 audio pills, they give you more audio.
I got IRFP 260Ns.
Yeah, they're audio fets.
Yeah, and then I got the FQA 11 and 90s.
I don't know what's in this radio. I know they're LUMOS transistors, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. That's why my overload shutdown was kicking out. This thing was running obscene power. I should have looked at the watt meter.
Good thing it does that, man.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, well, the overload says, no, you're running too much power. I ain't gonna let you do that no more.
I got this thing turned down. I haven't been able to turn it up. I don't have enough airflow on the tube, so I gotta baby it.
Yeah, I don't even need no airflow. I got fans in here, but I don't use them. Don't need to. Damn thing is 95 to 97% efficient. Doesn't create any heat at all. It's a good thing I got heat in the basement here. I'd freeze to death. My upstairs station with that freaking that amplifier up there with that 1200 tube in there. Jesus Christ Almighty! It gets so hot in there I can't stand it.
Yeah, this thing. Let's see. Oh, it's only exhausting 107 degree air right now. If I talk for about a minute, it should be about 150.
Yeah, I just shot my thing with the temperature probe, and it's saying it's 85 degrees.
My filaments run at 85 degrees when everything is just idling.
Yeah, well, for this thing to even get to 90, I'd have to do an old buzzard for about 3 or 4 hours.
Billy, how far do you have your, where do you have your temperature probe?
It's right above the tube where all the air blows out.
So it's like right on the edge of the cabinet, like you can't get it really any closer to the tube?
Yeah, the whole top of this thing has like, you know, a mesh, like it's like a screen almost, little holes in it you can see through, and the exhaust probe just sits right on top of that, on the outside of the RF deck, you know, above some holes.
Alright, okay, yeah, that's why I keep mine right on the on the exhaust there. I didn't know if you had it somewhere else or inside or something, but yeah, mine's probably less than an inch from the tube because the tube is right up against the edge of the cabinet. And when I'm running this amplifier, it idles around like 117, 118, something like that, and after like a 5-minute old buzzer, it gets up to about 210.
Woohoo!
And that's about as hot as it gets. Because I've never talked to it longer than 5 or 6 minutes at a time. But you know, them old buzzers in the morning get pretty long.
And I know you let that thing heat up for a while one time, and I was super impressed at the power supply holding together, especially because you said it started arcing and stuff, and that pulls some current. Do you have glass chimneys on that, or a glass chimney on that, Perry?
No, I would like to, but there's no underneath to pressurize. You know what I mean? I would have to like put it in I'd have to build something underneath of it to do that, and really modify the hell out of it. But yeah, I left the thing keyed up for 20 minutes at about 1,000 watts of carrier. I was just doing, I was demonstrating the tune feature on the Anon for a buddy of mine that was wanting to buy one. And I was, you know, I didn't have the monitor on, so I couldn't hear the tone of the, you know, of the tune. So, and I made the video, then I went to sending it to him, and I didn't even think about shutting it off. And I was sitting there texting back and forth and realized the amplifier was still keyed. It was so hot I couldn't touch the front of it. I couldn't touch the front of the amplifier. It was that hot. And I just, you know, obviously unkeyed it and left it on. Put every fan in the house I had on it. And I tried to key it up the next morning and everything was fine. I'm surprised I didn't blow the Anon up too.
Hey Perry, so you'd have to mod it to have a glass chimney. Now that's a big step up to get the glass chimney and the airflow across it, but believe it or not, BBI had a really good video, very scientific, with these anode caps, the oversized anode caps. I think they got him on rfjunk.com for the 3500Z. And he's in there running the thing with the old cap and then running it with the new cap and taking temperature readings and stuff. And it was actually like a really well put together video, very scientific, and I'm impressed by the oversized anode caps, how much cooler the tube runs. I don't know if you have those or have tried those. A buddy of mine out in Phoenix, he's got a 2-tuber that he runs on the Chicken Band, and he switched over to those oversized anode caps, and he was like, holy crap, like they work.
I made my own for 3500Zs out of aluminum. Made them like fins. And they're about, I don't know, probably 1.5 inch diameter, and I made them on the lathe and made fins on them, and they screw onto the anodes of the tubes. They work pretty good. They call them something coolers. I forget exactly what the term is.
I know what you're talking about, Billy.
The 305Zs, they're made to take a beating, and if you can get some heat extracted from them, it's a good tube. Plus, they're not too much money either.
Well, listen, I run this little amplifier. Well, obviously, I'm not running it now, but every other night that you've ever talked to me, I run this little AL80B at 200 watts a carrier at about 120% positive all night, all day. Every time I'm on it, that's what I run it at. And 200 watts at for 5 minutes at times. But I thought about those caps. I haven't seen that video, Billy, but I thought about, I always wondered if they made a difference, and they're not that expensive. You can get them on eBay or RF Junk is the one that Tin Man I wouldn't buy there because he disappeared off the face of the earth, that guy. He had back problems and always has a bunch of people's amplifiers and a whole bunch of stuff that he owes people. So I wouldn't order from there, from RF Junk, but you can get them on eBay, the same exact ones, and they're really, I think they're like $30 or $40 a piece. But I don't plan on having this amplifier obviously forever. It's one that I'm probably never going to get rid of. But if I'm going to, go through all that trouble and put in a tube tune, I might as well just build another amplifier, which is what I'm going to do eventually. I've been sourcing parts for a build now for a 2500Z box. Pretty much modeled after an AL82, but in a different cabinet.
Yeah, they're great tubes. The 3500Zs are great tubes, and you can, if you run them at 3600 to 3800 volts, they'll do legal limit, no problem.
Woo, that's hot.
Anyway, on STH, is my audio too hot, or is it about right?
No, sounds good.
Yeah, those AL82s, man, they run at, I think, 3,800 or 3,900 volts on the plates of the 3500s and that thing. And those things, that amplifier do legal limit day and night. This AL80 runs about 3,200 on the plates at idle, and then about 3,100 while keyed at 200 watts.
Yeah, well, 3500Zs, you can push them. Yeah, you can actually do 4,000 volts, but they won't last real long doing that. But 36, 3800, 38's pushing them. 36 is probably about where you want to run them to get good power out of them, and it won't kill them too quick.
You are 100% correct.
I know I am.
What don't you know?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, so one day, when I stop procrastinating, I'll get around to doing that. But, I don't know. I just get on with my regular setup, and it works so well. It's not like I'm being forced to build something, you know what I mean? So I get home from work, and I'm tired, and then on my days off, I'm lazy, and I just got to get more motivation, that's all. W3MMR.
Yeah, K1 KBW. My son, Bobby Jr., he's got the 2200, which is the last one. They had the SB220, then they did the 2200. 2200 is the last one they made, which has got a pair of 3500Zs like the 220, but it's got a much better plate transformer. I think it runs around 3600 volts on the plates, and that thing does legal limit. That's a nice amplifier, and it looks nice too. It's not that brindle shit green color.
NAQPC.
Yeah, I thought about getting even to the braking station. Yeah, I thought about getting an SB220 that, needed some work, needed a set of tubes, and then building a nice power supply for it, and, beefing up the cooling system on it. And that's honestly the path that I was really going to go down.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a 220. The only problem is that they won't do 160, but that's the only drawback on them.
Yeah, well, I always have this amplifier, I guess, if I need to do 160, but I don't know. Yeah, I would probably, if I'm going to build an amplifier, I would want 160 on it if I'm going to go through all that work.
Yeah, well, I got the AL1200, and that's 160 through 10, and that'll do more than legal limit. And I think it'll do about, 1,800, maybe a little bit more. And that's a single tube.
What? On what amplifier?
The AL1200.
Oh, yeah, they're nice amplifiers, man. Except that only the tube costs like buku bucks if you need one.
Yeah, they're like $1,200 to $1,400. But the thing is, you can't really kill them. They've got 50 watts of grid dissipation. You'd really have to try to kill that tube.
Wait, what?
What?
I said you'd have to really try to kill an AL1200 tube. 50 watts of grid dissipation. That's one powerful sucker.
Grid, tubes. I love tubes, man. I might build like a solid state rig one day for the summertime, Bob, but it's just something about tubes. Like, I can't get over it. I just can't get over it.
Well, I was raised with tubes. I'm 75 years old. I didn't even have transistors when I was young. But yeah, they're 3500s are nice tubes. The AL1200. The only problem with 1200s, you can't get pulls because they don't use them for anything else. Now the AL1500 that Ameritron has uses the 8877, so you can get pulls because a lot of your MRI machines used 8877s. Of course, now they switched to FETs, but there's a lot of pulls out there for the 8877s. You can get them fairly cheap. That's a powerful tube.
Yeah, man. 2,500 watts with 40 watts of drive, AB3AL.
That's right. Yeah, you build an amplifier with 2 or 4 of those, and yeah, you got some obscene power. Yep.
You can destroy an AL1200. You just reach between your legs and grab your monkey mouth, Keenan.
Yeah, no, it's pretty hard. Like I said, they got 50 watts of grid dissipation. You got the 800s. They're nice tubes, but they're very touchy as far as grid current. And if your amplifier is one of the older ones that doesn't have the grid protection circuit in there, man, you can blow them. And those tubes ain't cheap either.
Let's just have a quick test if I can. WD2 audio check. Anyone? Bob? Nothing. A1 KBW. A2 KBW.
You sound kind of. You sound kind of like that, George.
Okay. Thanks, man. Sorry about that. Please carry on, guys.
Yeah, that's not a good one, George.
Lucky, you sounded great. I said leave it alone, but I guess you didn't.
That's not a good mic, George.
You don't have to turn on with a headset, Bob. Everything else is intact. 73 points.
Yeah, whatever you did, you've got absolutely no top end above 1K.
Yeah, I know. It's all like.
Sounds like you're talking with a hot dog in your mouth.
I'm trying to just find out the proper sequence of components to give it a high pass on the boom mic's electric element. I haven't found it so far. Sorry about that pillow talk. Please, guys, carry on. Sorry for the interruption. Catch you guys later. WB2HGK. Thanks, Bob.
Well, now you
Getting
sound
there
okay,
now, bro.
George.
You came way up, George.
Yeah, I know. This is a D104. The other one's the headsets from Vietnam. I have to work on it. Haven't found any way to get the high pass, the high frequencies out of that damn mic. Catch you guys later.
Send it back to Vietnam.
Sorry, guys. Bye.
Yeah, send it back.
NAQPC, yeah, sorry, everybody, there's a bunch of doubling going on, but I hear you.
Or better yet, take a 12 gauge and blast it.
I prefer having input on what are as to how to get the two components at least I can put in line to give it a really, really high pass. But no, I ain't gonna do too much effort. And it's nostalgic, Bob. It's a headset. So I'm treating it with TLC. You know what I mean. There you go.
Somebody do 58.
No, somebody's been trying to break in, and I'm too weak to acknowledge them, I guess.
Anyway, yeah, NAQPC's been trying to get in there, so let's let them in there, guys. K1 KBW.
Sorry about that, guys.
K1 KBW. I didn't want to be a dick. I wasn't going to just key up in there and run anybody over. Just wanted to say good evening. How you guys doing up that way?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, no problems here. John. Yeah, it's just everybody's keying up. It's one of those nights. Everybody's itchy on the key, and of course I'm guilty too.
Yeah, I know how it is. I got my SP220 here, and I got that Peter Dahl transformer and put the full wave bridge heat in there that had a little more juice to it and a little more current, and got away from that voltage doubler. I like mine. It runs really good. It runs a lot hotter. It's got, like you said, around 3,600 volts. When I put it on sideband, the plate meter just sits in the corner. I got one of those aftermarket black anodized faces for it and painted the case black. It looks pretty now. It matches my TR7 real nice.
Oh yeah, it's a perfect voltage for a 3500Z. Is 3,600. You can go higher, but you'll kill the tube. You shorten the life of it. But 3,600, they kind of like it there, and you'll get tremendous power out of them. It's to me that's probably the pristine voltage to run a 3500Z at is 3,600 volts.
Yeah, the only problem is finding space to squeeze two more filter caps in there.
Yeah, well, you can always outboard them.
No, I found space. I made room for them, but it runs smooth, man. It ran as good as my L4B, but I got rid of the L4B just because somebody offered me too much money. You know how that goes. Well, I ain't gonna stay too long. I know you guys is talking to your son and talking up on the East Coast, and I'm stuck out here in Detroit, waiting for Foreland to wake up.
Okay, John. Yeah, the only problem with the L4B is the plate voltage on those is pretty low. I think it's only like 31 or 3,200 volts. It's really maybe even less, 3,000. It's pretty low. I know that. And they do that so that the tube lasts forever. But of course it cuts your power down. The L7. I think that one's the one that has 160 in it, if I'm not mistaken. That's probably the best one, but still, they like to run them at lower voltage.
The L7 used the same power supply as the L4, but the only problem with the L7 is I put a crappy band switch in it. The band switch is known for crapping out on them. But I like that box because it matches what I got. But I haven't been able to find one. What I have been able to find is I've been trying to find a noise blanker board for a TR7, and man, they are like hen's teeth. I've been trying to find one now for 5 years.
Yeah, I got a band switch here. I don't think it's really out of anything, but it's a meaty. It'll handle a hell of a lot of power. Because I don't know what I'm going to use it for because I don't run tubes. Well, actually, you know, running FETs, you run high amperage, so I guess, you know, it would handle that okay too. So I don't know. But this rig here is a dual band, but I just have a toggle switch on there. And just, you know, flip it up and it's 80 meters, flip it down, it's 160, you know. So it's a lot easier to do it with the FETs. And I could have went with, you know, having a 160 coil and then tapping it to 80, you know, like they do on tubes, because, you know, you can do the same thing with the FETs. I decided to go with two separate coils. I have a 160 coil and an 80 meter coil, and that seemed to work out a whole hell of a lot better. So I don't know if it would with tubes, but it definitely works better with FETs.
Oh yeah, that's, you know, like along the lines of how they built the old transmitters with plug-in coils. You know what I mean? Like my Gold King 400 was like that. I like that rig. Kind of wished I hadn't got rid of it. It was nice, but it just, I had too much junk laying around here. I got my 41000 amp with that big Barker and Williamson band switch in it, and the one that's got the tank coils built into the band switch. I like that, but I don't even have it in my shack right now. It's sitting in the garage because I got to build a power supply for it. That amp rocks, but I need to build a power supply for like 5,500, 6,000 volts. That tube likes volts.
Yeah. When you get up to that voltage, you can leave me out. Got hit with 2250 across my chest and damn near killed me. That's why I switched to FETs about 20 years ago. So anyway, let me shut up for a minute. There's a whole bunch of people in here, and let them get back in here and ham it up. And I'm gonna hit the command center and get me another adult beverage, K1 KBW.
Alright, K1 KBW and A2PC. I'm going to bow out and let you guys run with it and let the band roll on 73s to y'all. I'm going to listen.
Test. Sorry, I'm looking at the Georgia Web SDR.
All right, Georgia.
Yeah, look at that. Got a little bit of a signal down there. Solid S9 plus 5 or so.
Yeah, it's going to be getting stronger, ain't it? You're 30 over here, man, on the East Coast. So, but yeah, it's going to be moving down south that way pretty soon here.
Yeah.
Yep. It begins. I'm gonna keep my eye on this and see what happens. Yeah, I'm only about an S9 down there, but it's a hell of an S9. It's jumping up to like plus 5, almost plus 10 sometimes.
What kind of signal y'all got on this here quarter-watt walkie-talkie? Man.
In Georgia, it's showing that you were about an S8, creeping right up to about an S9. So I'm a little over an S9. You're like a little under an S9.
And I'm probably not even making it come out.
Nah, you got. I can see your carrier on there. It's at about an S6.
Yeah, I'm pissed weak.
Not like S7. I give you an S7.
Okay.
You can look for yourself. I mean, it's up on my stream right now. I've got the New Jersey pan adapter and the Georgia pan adapter up there.
I know, I'm doing other stuff. I guess I could look at it though.
Maybe I should go to the barn and get my other amp.
Yeah, I mean, I can see my carrier on the waterfall. That's pretty cute.
Whoa!
The only problem is if I get the other amp, I got to run a different circuit to the shack.
I guess Connor wants to run ladder line, but I'm telling him that if he's going to run ladder line right to a balun outside the window, he's going to experience more loss in that balun than he would with just, running coax right up to the feed line. He's already got his G5 RV for for the upper bands. But hey, can't tell him. You can't tell anybody nothing.
Why, dude? That's what you're doing too, Perry. Use a balance to go
the band outside.
Convert from unbalanced to balanced.
Coax from the tuner to the shack coax.
Right, but he's still going to have a 30 or 40 foot run of coax from the window into his bedroom, or maybe a little less.
Yeah, want to keep it have less loss if he 10 feet of coax to feed his dipole,
and I took
rather than using open wire.
Copper tubing and made a link coupled tuner, and I used to have that outside, and I actually had a couple of them. I set one for 40.
Yeah, put the tuner right at the window.
And I just relay switched.
I hope you got a 1-to-1.
Tuner at the window, or run the ladder line 40 feet through the house. I know a guy that did that. Ran 450 ohm ladder line under his carpet, through his living room, down the hall, and into his ham shack, 40 or 50 feet of cable, to an 80-meter dipole, 60, 70 feet. That guy worked 100 countries on 20 meters sideband with that setup.
Well, it's different. He's going to be running it down the hallway of his parents' house.
Line comes right down into the shack, through my roof, through the attic, through the ceiling in the shack, and right over to the tuner.
Yeah, well, Connor lives with his parents, and he has to run the feed line down a common hallway.
I did that at my parents' house, too.
I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Ceiling.
I just don't see it as practical for him in the situation that he's in. But I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. I did it just fine at my parents' house. I drilled 2 holes, 1-inch diameter, right through my room to the outside of the house. I had some 1-inch hard line that I used as a pass-through. I used like a 1-foot section, 2 of them. Popped them in the holes, attached, the THHN coming off my tuner to that. And on the outside where it's stubbed out, I soldered my feed line to it, and up it went. And when we sold the place, I patched the drywall in about a half an hour, good as new. Used some wood putty and some spacers I made, popped them right in the holes there, filled it in with great stuff, sanded it down with the wood putty, and it was like nothing ever happened.
Well, you had some good parents that let you get away with that.
Right, exactly.
Well, I came to them with a proposal, a very well thought out proposal. It was written down on paper. I had a meeting with my parents, and I was like, this is what I propose to do. This is the pros, this is the cons, this is, what it's going to do to the house. It's repairable, blah, blah, blah. We went through, the whole thing, and they were like, okay, you can have permission to do that.
Wow, you were lucky. Well, I went through a lot of collective bargaining with my parents over over stuff like that, and my father was a ham, as you know. And when it came to that, he advised me to close the window on the open wire line. Meanwhile, upstairs, he had replaced a window pane with plexiglass and had feed-through insulators on it.
My dad's a ham, and they live on 30 acres. And my dad was never active. He just got his license because it was something he wanted to do when he was a kid. And I got my license, and I said, hey, Dad, there's trees in the back. Can I put up a 160-meter length up about 80 feet and run verticals and this and that? And he just said, I don't care as long as the grass is mowed.
Yeah, I was okay to do. He let me do anything I wanted with antennas within reason, but there was no drilling holes in the side of the house. W2JBL.
My old man worked for the phone company, and later on I did too. And McKay drilling holes in the house. It was, I got an education on how to do it and how to put the feed-through insulators and everything else. Of course, he had a collection of the old ceramic ones for the old C-wire, and those were freaking great. AB3AL.
Man, this is how I did it. For years, I had a piece of coax coming out of my window, and my window's in the front of the house. You could see coax coming out of the window, going out, up, and over the roof. And, like, they were fine with that. But one day I was like, look, like, this sucks. It's a crappy setup. You can see the coax. Like, it just sucks. I'm going to penetrate the house in a place that you can't see from the street, the backyard, or anywhere. And I'm going to bring my feed line out there. It's going to look better. And I got to make 2 holes in the house to do it. And they're not, like, unreasonable. They understand that making holes isn't a big deal. You can fix them. I being a tradesman, you know, they were confident that I would fix them, and I really explained that it would look better, and it did. You couldn't see anything after I did that. There was no more coax coming out the window, and it was just, you know, you couldn't see any of the wire antenna, like, up above the house and the trees, unless, like, you stopped and looked for a minute, and it was all good.
Yeah, the understanding we had at our house was, I don't care what you do, as long as you fix it when you move the hell out, boy.
That was what yeah,
and no TVI.
That was the other thing. I was like, you know how sometimes, like, I come over those speakers or whatever, when I change to this, like, that will never happen again, and it didn't.
Well, see, I fixed the TVI problem. We had TVI when I went on the air, and at the time I was working for a Zenith TV repair shop doing their warranty repairs, and they also sold Dish Network, which I later became a dealer for. And Mom and Dad were complaining to TVI. I said, well, I'll fix this, and I just paid for the cable for them with a satellite. 12 gig does not get interfered with by 80 meter AM.
Yeah, my parents, and then later on after my dad passed away, my parents would never pay for cable. Even, you know, in fact, I offered in the last 10, 15 years of my mom's life, I offered to, you know, hey, Mom, I'll get you cable. I'll pay for your cable. Because I had TVI. I maintained a station at my mother's house for many, many years after after I moved out, and I used to spend weekends down there. It was a great station. It was a great radio location. And like, and she's bitching about TVI. I said, Mom, I'll pay for your cable. No. I'm going to keep the antenna.
Yeah, my dad didn't give a crap. It was my mom who was the one that wanted cable. My mom's a huge sci-fi freak.
Yeah, my parents were not, they weren't real big. They were into reading. You know, it's Depression era people. They weren't even really that much into TV.
Yeah, my parents are a little bit newer than that. They were boomers.
Well, I'm a result. I'm a boomer. So, you know, my parents were. My dad was born in 18, and my mother was born in 23. So they went through that whole experience. Anyway, W2JBL.
Yeah, my grandparents. I've got one grandmother on my mom's side still living. She was born in 22. And the grandfather on my dad's side was born in 24. And Grandpa still gets on the tractor and mows 30 acres every week. So I have a feeling I've got a long life ahead of me.
Yep, God bless. My mom was still, she was an avid shortwave listener. She listened to 75 AM a lot. But she passed in 93, and right up to within probably 3 or 4 months of her passing, she was still driving her unmarked Crown Vic cop car around town, terrorizing the Mexicans.
Ay, Dios mío, señor.
Give me a great. Hey, Chris, how'd you make out with all your testing?
Oh, God, Steve, Jesus, you know, I tuned you guys in an hour ago, and I just heard you chime in at the point when I had to make a phone call. I was, because I was about to call you on here. Well, the rig works great. The headset, the receive audio was phenomenal. You sounded great. I heard you on sideband before I actually went mobile. I heard you on sideband in the car, and you sounded good on there. From the point that the intersection where you signed off with me, and the next 5 miles into town and back, the power line noise was pinning the meter on the receiver. It was 30-40 over. So I would not have heard you, but when I did, I heard you really good. Was that a barefoot FT101?
No. I'm on the FT101 now, but I'm running power.
So I guess you were when I was mobile?
Test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2, hello. Yeah, I was running power when I talked to you.
You were like S9 to 10 over, and my noise level, my ignition noise, the ambient noise level in the car is only about S3. And it just the farther I went, it just kept getting worse and worse. It's, man, it's really bad out there. If you're HF mobile, especially on this band. The only place you can find any relative peace and quiet is like on the highway. Locally, forget it. You can't hear diddly squat anymore.
Well, what are you running parallel to some high voltage lines, or just that much ambient RF from all kinds of devices?
Well, there's that. There's the solar powered homes, like I mentioned. You know, I drive through the neighborhood here. You pass a solar home, a lot of those are extremely noisy, but it's extremely dry here today. And what I ran into today was power line noise, just plain old, bad insulators and stuff. When it's damp or it's wet, they get leakage paths and it's quiet, but it's really dry today and, a few days this week. That's when the noise becomes unbearable, and that's, unfortunately, what I have all around where I do my daily driving. It sucks.
Well, that's too bad. That's too bad because, like I said, I think you got some good audio potential. It'll be good for traveling back and forth to the camp, right?
Well, it's nothing I haven't done before. I just, I just keep upgrading. I upgraded to the headset. The best part of the headset was having it right in my ear. The car's noisy. So, yeah, and actually, I did make an antenna change. I had the Hustler antenna mast, which is 4 feet, and I made up my own mast, much heavier duty, 6061 T6 aluminum. And I threaded the end.
Checking Georgia.
My own mast, so that's a full 5 feet. So I added a foot to the base section, put the coil up higher. That should have made a difference. Right. Yeah, I'm having fun with it, and that's what it's all about, is for those long trips.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think you'll have fun with it. I look forward to hearing you when you're in somewhat of a quiet environment. Anyways, I just kind of jumped in there, didn't even announce my call sign. This is WA1STH. I'm not hanging around. I just heard you, and I thought I'd say hello before I shut this off and see how your testing went. So, sorry if I interrupted anything of any importance. WA1STH listening out. 7-3, Chris.
Yeah, you got that thing sounding good. Well, I'm going to yank out of here as well. It's time to go do the other hobby for a while and grab another beer or 3 or 4. So, yeah, I'm glad I caught you. WA1STH, W2JBL, not Mobile anywhere. And we'll see all you guys later. Perry and Bill, Mike, or Bob in there. Just got down. W2JBL.
Hey, see you later, Chris. You're doing real well down in Georgia too. I'm watching a web SDR in like Dungle Bumble Town, Georgia. But you're in there pretty nice.
Oh, good. That means I'm harassing the Gulf Coast mullet net.
Absolutely. That's what we do on Thursdays. We talk to each other here in the Northeast, and we look at web SDRs from Georgia.
No, dude, you made my day with that. So that means, well, it's later now, but it's that 3885 Tuesday and Thursday problem we have about 7 o'clock. That I really like to be on 3885 at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. And that's nice. And now the people that say they can't hear us obviously are hearing us. Yeah, it made my day for sure. Well, I can taste that next beer, and I got visions of my friend Gibson, the guitar, in my head. I'm going to go investigate that. W2JBL. Good night.
No, I prefer Paul Reed Smith, AB3AL.
All right. We'll see you later, Chris. Yeah, all of us, for the most part, are right around like S9, maybe popping up a little bit over S9 down there at the moment. W2BTK.
Hey, Mike, go listen to Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
Sister Rosetta Tharpe?
THARPE. Major influence on Jimmy Page and Peter Green and me and a lot of people. She's got a Gibson SG with 3 pickups. Oh my God, Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Absolutely. Check it out.
Is that black lady from back in the 40s, 50s that there's... I think I've seen her videos.
There you go.
Yeah, she is wild.
That's the real deal. W2JBL. This is the 5th and final sign out.
73 AB3AL. Good evening, all.
What?
I just said hello to everyone.
See ya, Chris. I'm getting out of here, too. I'm going to go lay down. I got to go back to work tomorrow, so... Played hooky today because of this migraine thing, but I got to go back tomorrow. We'll catch up with you guys later on. PW Fallon is out. W3MMR.
Yeah, we'll see you later, Perry. You're doing well out here. I'm impressed that you stuck with it at the 20-watt level and never turned the amp on. No, don't go back there. Nope.
Bzzz, the cat's gonna be bye-bye. It's gonna be like Christmas Vacation. Alright, I'll catch up with you guys later. Snack time and then bedtime.
73 Mud Duck.
Yeah, later, Mud Chicken. I'll see ya. I'll see ya. Bye-bye. Hold on, I got one for here for the road. Let me find it. Let's see here. Where we at? Blah. Alright, here we go. Let's play this.
Coast to coast and worldwide. High fidelity amplitude modulation with Leftfoot Radio. You wanted audio? Now you got it. And here's your host, Leftfoot in the Stone.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Breaker.
And for a good buddy, 73 there, Mud Duck. Yeah.
Leftfoot Radio.
Kicking slop buckets to the curb since 1973, Sonny.
Real quick before I go, Bruce Long and Dude Wiz on my chat. Bruce says I'm blowing up the old Hallicrafters S40 in Central Maryland, and Dude Wiz asked what radio I'm running, and my call is W3MMR. I guess I did an ID for a while. Holy crap, I feel bad. Sorry. Yeah, my call is W3MMR, and I'm on it on 200D. Apache Labs, ANAN, as the guys in the Midwest say, 200D, and that was from my YouTube chat. So I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to let the stream roll. W3MMR is out.
at MMR and this is